this is the Badass Podcast with me, the one and only Prince of all media, Evan J. Thomas. And joining me today is Blake Bedsaul, the vocalist of the hard rock band Saul, via Zoom. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Happy to be here with you.
How was your holiday, your Christmas? I see Iowa got bombed with some snow.
We did. We got bombed with some snow. Yeah, I had to ground my daughter. So,
yeah, I read
did you see that?
Yeah.
She said she missed the snow, so that's automatic grounding in my house. But other than that, great holidays. It was a really good time. It's just my little family, my wife and my daughter, and we just hung out and did presidents, and it was fun.
There you go. So with this whole COVID thing, how have you guys been taking that, not just as a band, but as a family? Like, obviously it's putting a wrinkle into everything that everybody's doing. But with a band that's usually on tour, how is that working for you guys?
I'm missing the road hard. The wife is ready for me to be gone as well. I can tell it. She doesn't say it, but she's ready. It's just hard. It sucks, really. I mean, there's no other way you can say it. You know, when you got guys ready to work and they're ready to be out there and grind, and you just literally can't do it. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, even being independent when we were and we could at least go out and grind, and even if we weren't making hardly any money, and when the guys were ready to work, we were ready to work, and you know, it's tough not being able to provide them that.
Yeah, and the fact that you guys do like probably 50 to 100 shows a year.
Yeah,
at least.
Well, this year alone, it was a 75-day run with Hell Yeah Cancel.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, I mean, yeah, we're ready to work. We're ready to be on stage. I cannot wait for it to get back to normal.
Yeah, it's just crazy because last year myself, as a journalist, photographer, all that fun stuff, I had, I think, 60 concerts, including festivals. So this year I've had 2. So, yeah. I mean, that's a big void when you're usually doing 1, 2 a week, and then now I'm doing 0. So mentally, it kind of gets to you, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know what to do with my hands. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do? So yeah, that's what I hate.
I mean, you do a lot of stuff with the band. I see that, you know, you do stuff with the tour bus.
Yep.
Just do a lot of work around, not only just with the music, but all the other little things that nobody really sees. So
right.
You get kind of work of that into your daily, you know, plan.
Yep. And like, you know, Zach and I, he lives about 9 miles from me, and we're building a new light truss system, and, you know, working on stuff like that. And went over to Waterloo, Iowa yesterday and picked up some, you know, like the S logo on my hand.
Yep.
He cut they're 4 foot by 4 foot S logos out of steel, and we got those. Those are going to be hanging in the front of our truss for a stage show. And, you know, we're doing stuff here and there, but it's not the stage, you know.
So being from Iowa, obviously there's a little band out of Iowa that's kind of popular that you might know about, you know, Slipknot. I mean,
yeah.
How is it to kind of come through Iowa and I would say kind of in their footsteps of the Iowa scene?
It's great, man. Iowa needs it. I mean, we got pretty much what we root for in Iowa is Slipknot and the Iowa Hawkeyes, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. So we need more of that in Iowa, more of that local pride. And a guy just south of here, Adam Timmerman, we root for him because he was 3-time Super Bowl champ, small town Cherokee, Iowa.
Timmerman, wasn't he Green Bay Packers?
Yes, sir. Yep. And the Rams too.
And the Rams.
So he won it with Warner and Favre. So yeah. So we need more of that in Iowa. And you know, Slipknot. I mean, who's not a Slipknot fan if you're in the rock and metal world? So
I mean, unless you hate Corey Taylor, which obviously there are people that do, but
right.
I love the whole thing that they do, and their last album was just disgustingly good.
Yep.
So it was just amazing.
Yeah.
So getting back to Iowa a little bit, the last actual show I was at Lefties in Iowa.
Okay.
So have you guys ever played there?
Yeah, we did. Oh man, one time last year. Yeah, at Lefties. It was cool, a good time, man. And because it used to be Harry Carey's back in the day.
I'm not from the area, but I did a 3-hour trip from Chicago to see my friend, the band Blacktop Mojo. They were so I'm really good friends with those guys, and just that venue is really fucking cool to begin with.
It is. I like it, and they treat us really well down there too, so it's nice.
And this whole pandemic it's just killing these freaking venues. So, you know, how are they going to be able to survive this whole thing? Because they're the ones that actually are supposed to be making the money, and they're not. So it's kind of sad seeing all this kind of coming about.
Yeah, actually, Zach and I were just having this conversation yesterday. We really don't know what's going to happen. You see places like the Machine Shop and the Apollo Theater, and they're all like, "Hey, man, we need some help because we're a venue, and if we don't open up these doors, we're going to have some issues. We're this close to shutting the doors, and you don't want stuff like that, man. I mean, the government's got to step up. I mean, because we're selling a product nobody needs but everybody wants. So you got to keep the entertainment and the music alive, because that's the only way people can clear their mind. Nobody wants to grind 9 to 5 and not have anything to do on Saturday night. They want to go out and see Saul and Seven Dust and Slipknot, and you need that, right? So the government needs to step up, I think, and really help out these venues because the world needs them.
Well, one thing you just said at the beginning of that, something that nobody needs, I call bullshit on that, because I think everybody needs music in their lives.
Well, yeah, but
I know what you mean. I'm just paraphrasing what you said.
Right.
Not calling you out or anything. I just kind of paraphrase. So we're gonna go off to another little topic. I gotta actually congratulate you guys on the Rise of Equals album that came out in October, and also congratulations on the song King of Misery. I mean,
yes.
That song, it's your second big, huge hit. You had Brother as the first one that came out last year. And also King of Misery landed in the top 10 of my radio show, Rock Hard with Evan J. Thomas, and it was a fan-voted top 20. It also landed in the Loudwire top 20 list.
Yep.
Which I saw too. So kind of talk a little bit about, and actually this is where one of my questions is coming from, one of your Equal Rising people. I'm going to say Doug Cash came up with this. What was your inspiration for King of Misery?
Okay, well, my dad always had this saying where it's an old saying where it's like, I'm the king of everything. This is my domain. I can't remember exactly how the whole thing goes.
Seinfeld episode.
Yeah. So he would say stuff like that, joking around and everything. And my mom passed away last year from brain and lung cancer. And so we kind of wrote the song in the idea of, from his perspective, kind of like, at this point in my life, I'm the king of misery. I'm going down, I'm spiraling down, losing my wife and just kind of losing control of his life at the time. So that's really where the inspiration for that song came from.
And I don't know if I would say it's the biggest hit yet, but obviously Brother was the one that popped you guys out.
Yep.
So that was a song. It came off the EP. Is it Aeons or Eons?
We say Eons.
Eons. And it was written about your late older brother, who was the very first case in Iowa of the H1N1.
Yep.
So I know it can be tough to talk about the lyrics for the song, but I was reading it all the way through, and holy shit, man, it brought tears to my eyes thinking that you're the one that wrote this because you dealt with it. Mm-hmm. So tell me about your experience just writing that song and then seeing it come to fruition and then being played on the radio. I mean, that's just got to be mind-boggling.
That song, I mean, honestly, when we were diving in and writing that song, it pretty much wrote itself. We didn't really work at it. It didn't really take a lot of effort to have that song be what it was. And, the deciding factor on that was, do we go softer, like we put out the acoustic version, or do we keep it heavy? And because that was the big factor. And we said, you know what? Caleb rode hard. He was kind of crazy. Let's put it out hard and fast, and let's do it that way. And that's when we decided to dive into that, and the lyrics pretty much wrote themselves. And it, as weird as it is, it was fun to do it. You know what I mean? It didn't come from like a gut wrenching place, where, he'd already been gone for a while, and it's just like, it was finally just an ode and a tribute to him. So it's not like it, you know what I mean? And not like it tore us up. It was more like a, hell yeah, fuck yeah, let's, you know what I mean? Let's do it.
Like a memorial to him, like, a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Memorialize him instead of, like you said, just sad. It was kind of like, you know what? This is for you, dude. This is for you, Caleb. And you're gonna rock this fucking out for you.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, that's where it came about. And and when we first got with our manager Chris Dawson, and we were deciding on songs, what we were gonna, because we were deciding it's our last hurrah. Let's put out a, let's get this sucker on the radio and let's go for it. And he was rooting for the Toll, which loved the song. Zach and I were like, nope, we're doing Brother, and that's what we're gonna do. And it took off, and people connected with it hard, and still are. We still get messages and still get YouTube comments and everything about people just having very eerily similar stories.
See, and that's the thing. That's the connection with fans too. So when you write a song like that, and you just connect with fans in different areas of their lives, and then you see them in person, and then they kind of go, hey man, I love that song Brother, because what you wrote about, it's kind of something I went through. And now if you kind of tie everything in together with COVID, you can see a lot of these people kind of going through the same thing.
Yep,
So
exactly.
it's kind of weird how 2 years or a year after this all happened, then we have this pandemic that we're in, and people are just losing their lives, losing friends, losing family left and right.
Yep.
So you can kind of, I hate to say, you can kind of live it in their way through them with your lyrics.
Right. And that's what they did with us. They took it, and the song, became almost their anthem for their struggle of dealing with it too. So it was great how everything just came together perfectly, and everybody just connected with it. It's something, when Zach and I decided to release the Eons EP and release Brother, we said it's our last hurrah. If this doesn't go well, we're just going to continue the 9 to 5 and continue the grind. And it took off, it changed everything we do now. And, I don't have to go out to a muddy field, 15 hours a day. So I'm very happy with it.
You get to stand in front of thousands of fans. I think I saw you guys at Apollo Theater in Belvedere, Illinois. I think it was a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it was December 5th. What was it?
Something.
The last date of the tour was December 15th in Waterloo, but it was right around there that we played the Apollo.
Same time at the Apollo Theater.
Yeah.
So, kind of, you guys have been around for a while, 2007. I just got to ask, Sequoia.
Yeah.
The cover band. I guess that's where a lot of people start. But how did you, what kind of cover band music were you playing? I don't know if I should call you out on that, but I'd like to hear some of the songs you guys were playing back then.
We were doing, let's see, was that Sequoia days? Well, really early on. Good by Better Than Ezra. Smells Like Teen Spirit. Pretty much, we were just much learning how to play.
90s, so like 90s alternative is what.
Yep. Yeah. So because that's just trying to get your feet wet and learning how to play, and just pretty much playing the songs that you could at the time. And then we started moving in. We were doing like Down with the Sickness, Duality, The Outsider by Perfect Circle. Moved into more of that direction, and then from there out, Zach and I talked to the guys we were in the band with, and we were like, man, we're going to start writing our own stuff. And we tried writing with those guys, and it wasn't gelling, and they weren't digging it. So Zach and I just scooted off and did our own thing. And
well, yeah, being brothers, obviously you guys can do that. Be like, fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, they quit. So we were stuck.
Okay, so it was a little easy. Sorry guys, you're out here.
Yep.
We're moving on. We're family. We're blood. So you were saying it's one of the songs that you guys were playing back in the day as Sequoia was Down with the Sickness.
Yeah.
You guys obviously now have a relationship with David Draiman, which is funny because if you look behind me here.
Oh yeah, I see it.
I was a photographer at the very first ever CD release party at the Metro in Chicago in 2000.
No kidding.
So I've actually known the band since the late 90s when they were kind of doing the little, the dive bars, the dive bar bands over here.
Right.
So I kind of got to know the guys from there, and I'm still somewhat know them. Obviously, they're bigger for my britches now. They don't know who I am anymore. John does because he and I have done interviews. But where did this whole little relationship with you and David and Disturbed kind of come into? Because you guys have worked on songs together.
Right. And, huge shout out to David Draiman. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and one of the nicest guys we've worked with because, one, he's a rock legend. How many number ones, how big, how huge are they?
That is actually a picture from that show right there from the 2000 show. You can't really see it very well.
That's awesome, though.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's autographed by all the original members. So I even have Oh, Fuzz on there too. So.
Fuzzy, yeah, dude. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was actually just talking to David about that. Because I remember I bought their first DVD when it came out. It was live something, and I was like, yeah,
I had the VHS tape.
nice, nice.
That dates me a little bit right there, but yeah, I had the VHS tape.
Hey, when I was real young, I had Nirvana Unplugged on VHS. Zach and I did, and we wore the tape out, man.
Sure,
Like you couldn't even play it anymore.
So, anyways, keep talking about your little relationship with David Draiman.
Yeah. So, I wish it was a glamorous story. I wish we met face to face and shook hands and said, let's do this. But when the pandemic first started to hit, we were about ready to release the record. We were thinking we were going to release it in August, but with all this stuff going on, we're like, let's wait till further down the line. And at that time, the label's like, hey, let's get in the studio and let's cut a few more tracks. And luckily, we had some ideas in mind and some stuff that was going on. And Darren over at the label's like, hey, I talked to David Draiman. He's interested. You guys want to write a song together? And we're like, dude, duh. Don't even ask, man. Just schedule it. I mean, like, that's crazy. The guy you look up to like that for so long and then him being like, yeah, I love the song, brother. I want to work with you guys on the record. I mean, that's crazy. That's like, I don't know. It's like movie
surreal.
stuff.
Surreal.
Yeah.
That happens, exactly.
So it was great. And we did it over Zoom just like this. And yeah, for him to come in and say he's a big fan of the band and big fan of Brother, and he's very happy for us and wants to help us along in our careers, and it was great. And he was great to work with. We started writing. We had about 3 songs in the works that we were working on with him, and I felt, he felt, and we all felt kind of like we were beating a dead horse, just kind of playing the same riffs over and over and over. And I said, you know what, I got an idea. I'll get back to you in a couple of days. And Zach and I laid down the chorus and the verse to King of Misery and brought it to him, and we did some tweaking, and the song was done.
So he's actually been like a mentor as well for you guys too, which
yeah,
can't go wrong with having him as a mentor. So.
No. I mean, David Draiman's got our backs. We talked to Morgan Rose from Seven Dust quite often. Super great guy, and and he's one of the guys too. We did a song with him, Inside, on the record, and he actually drummed that track. And so I got to give a shout out to Morgan, because he kind of put Zach and I in our place, in a good way, because got a call from Dad when we were working with him, and when we were working with Morgan, and he's like, Mom's going on hospice, she's not doing well, and he pretty much shook us and said, get your ass back home, man, and go take care of your family. Screw Atlanta, you don't got to go down there. There's plenty of other songs to be written, other studios to hit. Get your ass home and take care of your family. So kind of put us in perspective, and from there on out, I mean, I thank him, because it wasn't 2 weeks later and Mom was gone, and it's like, fuck, we could have missed 5-6 days of that, that we didn't get to see her. So yeah, a lot of love to Morgan Rose.
So Morgan and David, and seeing that they've been established in the industry for 2+ decades, both of them.
Yep.
You guys are still considered up and coming. Have you tried to reach out to other bands that you guys might know that might need just a little, but not, I wouldn't say mentoring, but just kind of like reach out and befriend bands that you might not have talked to before, but now you see them, how good they are, and you're like, hey, let's see if we can do stuff together. Yeah,
there's this young band, super young band from Des Moines called Awakening Force that young, I mean 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and we try to help them out as much as we can and invite them, like we do our big hometown show, Southern Slam, we have them open up, and yeah, it was I want to see growth like that. I want to help a band out, you know what I mean? And especially as far as we're moving up to bring in a band, to where you see them so young and they have potential. And it's something I wish we had, because Zach and I just trying to figure it out as we go. I wish I had somebody to be like, you know what, you should do it this way. You should do it, you know what I mean? At least think about it this way. And that's definitely what I want to do for some people, for sure. That's really cool to do that, because then you just keep the train going. So yeah. You have the guys at the higher level kind of then working with the middle, and then kind of going, and then everybody just moves up as they go. And exactly. Guys, I mean, I listen to Octane, Sirius XM Octane all the time. And I don't know if it was Katie Babbs or Shannon or whoever said that Saul needs to get on tour with Disturbed. That would be an awesome fucking tour. I mean, can you just imagine seeing you guys opening for Disturbed
And then not only that, but seeing, you know, even a little smaller band opening up for that as well, and then kind of seeing those tiers go as you could.
Yep. Oh man, I would do some pretty crazy things to be on tour with Disturbed right now, or even in 2021. Yeah, it's it'd be
legal, hopefully.
I don't know. Let's see how far we want to go. But yeah, it'd be great. I would absolutely love that. You know, and we've made good friends with the guys from Fire from the Gods.
Oh God, live too.
Zach's made pretty good friends with Doc from Bad Wolves. You know, it's a really small world, man. It's a really small world, and once you kind of get your foot or even your toe in the door, you know, people start to see it like, hey, dude, you know, what's up? What are you up to? You know, and it's like, it's different. It's not, they're not approaching you like, oh man, you know, this is the 800th person that asked me today, you know, how I'm doing, and they see it more as like an equal, like a peer. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. I like it a lot.
So I got to ask you, when you saw my stupid little Facebook message to the band about a week ago, asking for you guys to do the little intro, you're probably like, who is this fucking guy? Did you like actually like look into who I was, or did you just go, I trust him, I'll do this for him?
Yeah, I always, you know, when it comes to stuff, pretty much anything, I mean, I really don't look into it too hard. It's just like, yeah, if he wants me to do a liner for his podcast or his radio station or his whatever, I usually jump right on it and get it done because everybody needs it. I need it. You know what I mean? It gives me something to do, and hopefully it turned out cool. I tried some effects on there and stuff.
It was awesome. And if you go back to the on demand, you could actually listen to the show. You guys actually landed at number 10. So
yep, I saw that. Yep.
So you guys actually started off the show, and you know, I said, here, take it out that way. So at some point during this podcast, I'm probably going to take a little blip moment and just pause it, and then I'll put that in there.
This is Blake from the band Saul. King of Misery is a song about seeing your life spiral out of control and warning everybody around you that if they follow you down, it's only going to bring them pain. Thanks for voting King of Misery into the top 10. And here it is, King of Misery on Rock Hard with Evan J. Thomas. So blast that shit.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Exactly what you did. But the fact that you turned it around in less than a day was even better, because I'm like, dude, I have like literally 3 hours till I didn't want to say that to you. I'm like, I have 3 hours till I have to start recording, and all of a sudden you're like, you got the email. And then I listened to it, and I'm like, it was perfect. So
cool.
It was awesome.
Because I talked to Zach, you know, I'm not very computer tech savvy. This is about as far as I go. Obviously, I couldn't even get my mic to work.
Hey,
so I was very proud of myself because I actually did it. It was blizzarding pretty hard that day, and I only had to FaceTime Zach 3 times to get that done. So I'm pretty proud of myself.
I'm sorry.
No, I have to learn how to do it anyways, because I'm always like, I don't know, and I just scoot him the laptop every time. And now it's I kind of know what I'm doing. I can kind of help out with it.
That's awesome. But yeah, thank you so much for doing that. And the fact that SiriusXM Octane has brought you guys on so much and pushing your music so much, and just everything that I hear from just the DJs there. And then not only that, but you know Mr. Lou Brutus as well. You've been on his show, who I'm friends with as well. The guy's a freaking legend. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. But the fact that you have all these different people, including myself, kind of just pushing your music out there. And the fact is, I don't know how it works for you guys, but I know how the music industry works. A lot of times you have to pay to get into things. It just kind of sucks. But how do you like the fact that, you know, just everyday people just kind of bring your music and start popping it out there for you?
I love it. I mean, that's the reason you're in the game. You know what I mean? That's the reason you work so hard to do this. You know, to see people like, I wish I could see it in person, you know, this year, but especially with the album drop, but seeing constantly on, you know, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and, you know, thank God I got my new album, or had the Monday blues, so they're jamming Get It Right, or, you know, something. It doesn't matter what it is. And, you know, and a big thank you, and something I need to see is that Saul Equals Rising page, because it's every day. You know, you got guys like Jesse Sneller on there making these crazy tweets, using lyrics from songs and just adding in King of Misery and Octane, and you know, Justin Kramer, and just everybody on there. Everybody on there is, you know, family to me, and I hope they see it that way as well, because I love it, and I love to see all the support.
And one of the people I got to give a shout out to in the group who I'm really good friends with is Laura Murray. So
Oh yeah.
she's in the group too. She does a lot of stuff in the Chicagoland area where I'm at with a lot of the bands here. One of the local bands that I work with, Bullet to the Heart. She's just amazing with just helping up and coming bands, and then establishing them. And the ones that are established, holy shit, it's even better.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
cool
She's
how
super.
she does that.
We met her, I think, at the Apollo Theater, and then she came to the Route 20 show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
place is cool too.
She's great. Yeah, she's super great.
So speaking of cool venues, obviously, like you said, you played at Machine Shop. That's actually my favorite venue that I've been to so far. And I don't travel as much as you guys do, obviously, for shows and doing shows. But what is your, I would say, top 2-3 venues that you guys have played? Just sound, ambiance, everything.
You can't go wrong with the Machine Shop. It's so iconic.
That place is amazing.
Yep, that is definitely number one. In fact, for Christmas, I got myself a Machine Shop.
So did I. The beanie.
The beanie, dude. Had to.
That beanie. I would grab it right now, but I don't want to waste time. So
Right.
I would. I should have thrown it on, but whatever.
So I got me one of those. And Machine Shop. I really like the Forge in Joliet. I thought that's a super cool venue. The green room down in the basement is
that's
nice.
wicked. I've actually done interviews with Gemini Syndrome,
Nice.
the Hero down there.
Yep.
King. Oh my God, Kaleido. There's just that place is just there's an aura down there.
Yep.
Because it's dingy. The ceilings are 5 feet tall, so you kind of have to duck down. I mean, I don't hit my head. I'm not tall, so I'm
no, me neither. I'm 5'8".
I mean, there's no light there. You kind of got to bring your own light, or you're screwed doing an interview. So
yeah.
That's a really cool venue, and obviously knowing the owner there, Frank, he's amazing as well. He also does the Apollo, and
Apollo. I love the Apollo too. Man.
The acoustics there are amazing too.
Yep. I love.
So give me one other outside of Chicago and the Machine Shop.
Let's see here. Gosh. Well, it's Atlanta. We played the Purgatory.
Okay, I've heard of it. Never been there.
That was super cool. God, it was so hot though. But it was awesome because the way they set it up, you park in the back down this ramp, and you just roll everything down these underground tunnels to where you're going. Better. Yeah, so it was and it was down there. It was 10 degrees cooler from Atlanta, summer. Sure. So it was awesome. That was super cool.
You ever play whiskey?
Nope.
No. Okay. Yeah, have fun getting your gear into that place. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because you have to park on the street, and then hopefully you don't get a ticket or towed. So
yeah.
There's literally no parking in LA, so you're screwed.
Oh yeah, man, it was so hard actually just playing in Brooklyn.
God, I can't even imagine you guys playing in Brooklyn with that bus getting in there.
No, it was terrible. And we were on tour with Light the Torch at the time, and they're in a big bus.
Yeah.
And we got our bus, and it's where the heck do you park in freaking Brooklyn, dude? So and they're and once you park, you can't keep your bus running for air conditioner or nothing. It's against city ordinance because you got to shut it off.
I got a buddy that lives in Brooklyn, so I totally get it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I like New York, but I really like seeing it from the rear view. No,
all right.
New York.
We're going to jump a little off topic for a moment. Favorite movie genre?
Oh man. I like horror a lot.
Okay. Most metal rock guys do love horror. Are you into any of the Marvel DC stuff?
Absolutely.
All right. Have you seen the new Wonder Woman movie yet?
WW84?
Yes.
I have not yet. Nope.
No. Okay. I just did one. Just saw it the other day and did it for my E2B2 podcast with my son. My son and I do a movie review podcast. But so
nice.
If you were to pick any movie out of either one of DC or Marvel, what would be your favorite ones?
I love Marvel movies. I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I love the dark side that DC puts to their characters. Especially the whole Dark Knight series was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like Ben Affleck as Batman too. I mean, so it's hard saying. I hope. Gosh, what was the movie with the Justice League? I thought that was awesome. I hope they do another one because I am
supposed to. They're supposed to.
Yeah. Yep. I figured so, but that whole cast, everybody on there, and they made Batman more brutal. I mean, I thought he was brutal when he was in The Dark Knight, but he's way more brutal as Ben Affleck. So I got to go with the DC side of the Batman movies. My personal favorite is probably The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, the one with Heath Ledger, the main.
Yes.
Yes, that to me is my favorite DC movie of all time. I don't know if you would throw Joker though into the DC movies, because was it really a DC movie or was it an off-brand?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'll do have to say Joker was fucking awesome. if you haven't seen it.
Yes, I did. Joaquin Phoenix.
Correct. Yeah, the Joaquin Phoenix one.
God, yeah. Now that you bring up that one, that was a freaking awesome movie too, man. I love Joaquin Phoenix. He's such a great actor.
And just how dark they made him and his character through that whole movie too.
Yeah.
Epic. And you said horror. Horror is obviously your main genre. I mean, top horror movie of all time is what?
Well, gosh dang. Okay, well, what do you consider horror? Like, one of my favorite movies of all time is like Stir of Echoes, and that's not really a horror movie. That's more like, what do you call that? Thriller?
That's what would you consider that? Is that more shit? What would you call that? Not drama. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But yeah, like for me, it would be Halloween. I love Michael Myers. To me, the biggest badass there is out there.
You know what? I still haven't seen the Rob Zombie's take on Halloween yet, though.
Oh,
I didn't see it. I don't know why.
It's a brutal movie, but just the original like Halloween is just iconic.
Yep.
Well, I can't go wrong with that. And then, like you said, there's different genres of horror movies. It's like, is The Crow considered a horror movie? Is, I mean, just obviously Strangers and Us and some of the newer ones that are out there now. It's like, what do you consider horror? It's not slasher films. I mean, obviously slasher films is one thing,
right?
And then you have horror movies that are others. So it's different. It's how you look at it. It's almost like the whole music genre with having little clicks and stuff like that with, black metal and dark metal and blue metal and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like everything has to be, micronized into little spots for everybody to be in.
Yep.
To me, it's too much. Horror is horror. If it's scary, it's horror.
I agree. But I like. I'm a big fan of like Stir of Echoes. I love the twist on Others. And you brought up Us. So I watched Us, and I had to watch it 3 times in a row because it baffled my mind, man.
I haven't seen it yet. A friend of mine.
You got to see it. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's super trippy. I don't know how we thought of that, but it's super trippy.
Well, that's what happens when you do drugs, man. You kind of come up with fucked up ideas.
Right.
Maybe he doesn't. I'm not, saying that he does, but hey, they come up with fucked up ideas here and there for things. So
for sure,
that's what it is. I mean, that's where it comes from. So, all right, got to go here. Any bands currently or lead singers that you would want to work with in the future? Like either on a song or tour or just kind of collaborate with?
I would love to work with the guys from Nothing More. Huge fan of those dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of my tops. Those guys, we took a lot of tips from those guys. I mean, definitely not talking to them. I don't know them personally at the moment, but just watching to see how they were moving, what they were doing, really developed how we were approaching like the social medias and everything. And that's one thing I got to say to younger bands coming in. Pick your favorite bands, your top 5s, your top 10s. See how they're doing things, and that'll teach you a lot on how to handle your business as well. Because inevitably, music is a business as well, and it's sometimes a heartbreaker, but it's true.
It is.
But Nothing More. I would love to work with David again, just because he's so cool. I hit up LeJean. Actually, I hit up LeJean a while back and just kind of chatted with him, and that would be great to do something with LeJean as well. I'm a big fan of not just Seven Dust, but him as well. So, you name it. I wouldn't turn down working with anybody really.
Well, I'll throw a name at you that has been kind of pulling up the ranks recently just on collaborations, and that's Hyro the Hero.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot.
David Draiman and also with Chad Gray. So,
yep. Chad Gray's another one. I love him, dude.
Yeah, how could you not want to work with Chad Gray? The guy's
right.
Amazing. Yeah, Hyro's I know him pretty well. We've done about 5 interviews together, so he's just awesome, and just how passionate he is with his music too. So
Right.
I love how he's branching out. But that's really cool. You have Nothing More, and what was the other one? Seven Dust, obviously, those guys. So awesome, man. Whew. All right, we are, what the hell, 45 minutes already into this.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. Yeah. You kind of look at it and you're like, whoa, where did this conversation go? So I do have to say, if you want to promote, your website, your merch, which, by the way, got to jump on the website and start buying some shit. So definitely doing that. So feel free, promote yourself all over the socials.
Yeah, the easiest way to contact us or
Facebook.
get in touch with our social medias is Facebook, but saulofficial.com, if anybody goes to that, and it's got our direct links to our Twitters, Instagrams, Facebook, whatever's, and Spotify's, whatever you guys use, is saulofficial.com. Got links to merch on there. I know we just got fresh new masks and stocking caps and hoodies and stuff on there too. So a bunch of stuff coming in.
It was hoodies there. That's all you had to say there.
Right.
Jumping in on that one. Oh, another guy you should probably work with too, Joe from Dead.
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
Holy hell! I mean, you two together. Holy shit!
That'd be a good time.
Song. So yeah, reach out to Joe. I mean, maybe even Maria. Who knows? Maybe you can get in with both of them and do a song.
I'm not gonna fight you. I'll do it.
How can you not? But man, Blake, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. This has been awesome. I mean, the fact that I've only known you like a week, and you kind of have already done this, and we're now Facebook buddies and shit like that, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But
Friends.
but we have a nice, fun little working relationship doing this. I do appreciate it. And man, I mean, get out and buy the Rise of Equals album, which I definitely need to pick up, or you can just download it. Obviously, that's the easiest way for most people nowadays. Do you guys have vinyl on that or no?
We don't actually. We're gonna get vinyl actually for tour.
There you go.
So I'm 2021. We'll have it for sure. I'll guarantee that.
And hopefully we can be back to actually going to shows and doing shows. Hopefully within the next few months, once everybody gets a little shot in the arm and kind of move on with this bullshit. And
we've got coming through, so we're ready to go.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you once again, like I said, for joining me. And again, check out Saul all over the socials. Go to saulofficial.com and hit up Blake on the Saul Equals, or what is it, the Equal Rising Facebook group. And he does respond to messages. I've seen him kind of converse with fans here and there, so it's a lot of fun.
True.
So thanks, man.
Thank you.